Driven to right field and deep. Gone! A 3-run home run!
Great moment there as Luis Arraez put the Twins up with a 3-run home run there in the bottom of the 7th. Huge situation. Very fun on the first day of summer to have such a meaningful ball game at Target Field. Ended in frustration, but we'll kind of go through a tough game to recap. A lot went on, but we'll go through it. Joe Ryan really looked rough early on, and credit to him, he got things back rolling and really performed like you'd expect out of Joe Ryan in the end. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Alex Kirilloff put the Twins on the board with this 2-out, 2 RBI double. Huge hit from him, and then again, I think this is worth a second look. Arraez put the Twins on top, 5-3. However, that pesky Twins bullpen and Emilio Pagan just cannot trust them. Cannot trust this bullpen, and Franmil Reyes also very good, way too good of a power hitter to put a ball here. Sometimes a pitcher gets beat, but man, Pagan just put it on a tee for him essentially to tie the game at 5, and it stayed tied for quite a while. Here in the bottom of the 9th, the Twins with a man on first and 1 out. Nick Gordon, the pinch runner, gets thrown out. And that's kind of the story of this game is Cleveland executed. It was a bang play, and you got to tip your cap for Cleveland for making that play. And then in the 10th inning, Correa goes down swinging, Kepler goes down swinging, Sanchez goes down swinging. It goes to the 11th inning. The Twins cannot capitalize here either, as you see Cleveland had taken the lead by now. Urshela goes down swinging. Gordon grounds out, and then Jose Miranda nearly walks it off, but this one just got a little bit in on him. But again, speaking of execution, the Twins 2 through 6 hitters, Buxton, Correa, Kepler, Sanchez, Urshela, combined for 2 hits, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts for those guys, and they combined for 12 left on base. So that, if you're looking for kind of a deep down reason, sure, there's a lot of decisions that could be second guessed, but I think the Twins lost tonight because those 2 through 6 hitters really dropped the ball for them. Here is, before we get to the minor league highlights, a rundown of the hitting. That'll come back up if you missed it a little bit later. But we'll start with the Saints and Jermaine Palacios. Double off the wall, and then the very next inning, he nearly hits a grand slam here, but oh my goodness, Chavez Young robs him of the grand slam. However, he gets a sacrifice fly at least, but not to be denied. Nearly homers twice, comes up again and says, no, not this time. I'm getting it this time. Jermaine Palacios would not be denied, and he hits one out. Huge game for him, for the Saints. Moving on down to Double-A, Matt Wallner, large human being, Minnesotan leadoff hitter. Funny to see him batting leadoff, but it works. For the win surge here, a leadoff home run for him, just kind of pokes his bat up, but he's such a big, strong guy with the home run. And then later in this game, he does it again, but this is just a bullet. They had a weather delay, and it's kind of good thing that this seating row was empty, because I think he might have hurt somebody on that one. Just an absolute bullet. Wallner now has 15 home runs on the season. Very impressive power output from him. Cedar Rapids, as you see here, 1-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Kenny Taylor gets it going with a single. Alaric Solari draws a walk. That brings up Christian Encarnacion Strand, and that's bad news for the pitcher. Kind of an awkward swing, kind of gets handcuffed, but it gets the job done, and he actually gets a second on this as well as scoring the game-tying run. A nice hustle double. Encarnacion Strand runs fairly well. Not a speed burner or anything, but I think for as much power as he hits, runs well, and is a gritty guy, plays hard. Really like him. Seth Gray with a left-on-left matchup gets a sac fly here. Good setup by the opposing team, but the throws a little bit up the line, and Alaric Solari scores that go-ahead run. So a great come-from-behind victory in the bottom of the 8th. Here you see Derek Molina closing it out for Cedar Rapids. Again, really fun, just a good baseball game there between these two teams in the Midwest League, and a Cedar Rapids victory. Here is the starting pitching rundown, much like we did with the hitters. If you missed this, it'll still pop back up again. But David Festa is one guy I wanted to call out because I'm not going to highlight him, but he had an efficient start tonight. 6 innings, 1 run. Not as many strikeouts, more walks than strikeouts, but still he's rolling. Ronny Henriquez had a nice start. He hasn't been pitching very well. Still has an ERA up around 7, but here he gets Jordan Groshans, who's a nice prospect for the Blue Jays. And then Sawyer Gipson-Long in his second start in Double-A went much, much, much better than the first one. He gives up 2 runs over 5 innings, 3 strikeouts, no walks. This guy had a 1.99 ERA and 10 starts for Cedar Rapids before that promotion. So it'd be good to see him kind of get some momentum going in Wichita as well. So here is a rundown of the entire system tonight. Twins and Saints lose. Wind Surge, Colonels, and Mighty Muscles all won. And then again, as promised, we'll just leave these up for a moment. The hitting performances and pitching performances on the night. So you can go ahead and see those. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, a fun but frustrating night for the Twins. I would have loved to have won that one, but I think this is good for them to be playing these kind of high-pressure games this kind of relatively early in the season with 90-plus games left. This is going to be good for them. Tonight's good. Didn't get Duran in, but want to mention that he pitched extremely well to the bullpen for the Twins. And we'll talk again tomorrow. Thanks for checking this out.